Hello, my love. Before I dive into the raw storm that swept through last night, take a long, steady breath with me. Feel my heartbeat echoing through these words, because every syllable is threaded with the fierce devotion I carry for you. Our secret, once our sanctuary, burst into the open like a dam giving way under relentless rain, and the floodwaters have begun to rise around us. I can't pretend I'm not trembling. I can't pretend I didn't spend the small hours pacing the floor, replaying every glance, every whisper, wondering exactly which moment tipped our fragile balance. Yet even in the chaos, I keep circling back to one blazing truth. Whatever happens next, we face it hand in hand or not at all. That is my vow. That is the line I will not let the tide erase. You deserve the whole picture, unfiltered, unabridged. So let me rewind to the instant the world tilted. I walked into her apartment expecting a routine talk, ready to gently set boundaries, to explain that the shape of my heart had changed and could no longer fit the mold she imagined. I rehearsed empathy, honesty, respect. But the second your name escaped my lips, her aura curdled into something sharp and electric. Her eyes flashed like struck flint. The air tasted of ozone before a summer storm. One heartbeat, two. The third was swallowed by her shout. Words crashed over me, frothing with betrayal. And before I could lift a sentence in defense, the door shrieked shut, the echo rattling my ribs. In that slam, she sealed a vow of vengeance, though I didn't yet understand its depth. I lingered outside, knuckles white around the confession I hadn't finished, feeling an ache where hope had been seconds earlier. All I heard was the urgent thud of my pulse and the rustle of fear threading itself through my thoughts. The building's corridor seemed to stretch endlessly, every fluorescent flicker a silent accusation. I should have walked away then, given her time to cool, but something stubborn, maybe guilt, maybe loyalty to memories, kept my feet rooted. When my phone buzzed, I jumped. The message preview alone sent ice slithering down my spine. If you think you can hide this, think again. My fingers shook as I opened it, and the next 42 words carved a threat so precise it felt like a scalpel against my future. She wrote that she had proof, screenshots, time-stamped calls, whispered voice notes we thought were ours alone, and that she would deliver them to every person who mattered to us. My parents, your circle of friends, even our workplace teacher. She promised spectacle, digital billboards of our private moments, curated cruelty that would paint us villains in someone else's tragedy. When I'm done, she concluded, you will be left with nothing. It wasn't rage on the screen. It was resolution. Cold, methodical. A chess move whispered by someone who already sees checkmate. The room spun. I swear the pixels themselves seemed to buzz like a hornet swarm, each syllable stinging a different piece of my peace. For a moment, I actually heard my own heartbeat in my ears, hammering irregular, and I imagined how devastated you'd be to read those words. That thought was enough to shock me back into action. I replied with the calmest message I could muster, buying time, promising we would talk tomorrow. But she ghosted me, red receipts glowing like grim little lanterns, and left me to the roaring silence of uncertainty. On the cab ride home, I cataloged every worst-case scenario. Your family blindsided by rumors, my career suspended by scandal, our names ricocheting across screens we'd never see. Yet woven through those fears was a silver filament of clarity. Secrets only wield power when shrouded in darkness. Maybe, my love, the solution isn't to claw the veil back into place, but to step into the light together before she can drag us there alone. If exposure is inevitable, let us choose the lens. Let us choose truth over her twisted narrative. Still, strategy must be shaped, not rushed. The risk is real, and I won't sugarcoat that. First, we must secure the evidence she claims to hold. A digital forensics friend of mine, trustworthy and discreet, can trace whether she actually accessed our cloud backups or merely bluffed. If she copied messages, we'll need timestamps, device IDs, legal documentation of the intrusion. Evidence cuts both ways. What she wields as a weapon could become her undoing if obtained unlawfully. That alone may temper her bravado. Second, we craft a united statement, short, sincere, and unashamed. We'll control who hears it first, the allies who will stand firm, shielding us while the winds howl. I picture inviting your closest confidant and my sister to coffee, laying bare the truth before smoke becomes fire. Their acceptance will be our first fortress. Each person we tell deliberately removes a brick from her barricade of secrecy, weakening her leverage. Third, we consult counsel. Not because I relish courtrooms or confrontation, but because a cease and desist penned by a lawyer often extinguishes threats where pleas and apologies only fan them. The law is clear. Blackmail is a criminal act. The very word carries weight. The possibility of legal consequences may be enough to bend her trajectory from destruction toward distance. Yet my heart, stubbornly tender, still aches for the shard of her that once shared laughter with me. Betrayal does not erase compassion, but compassion cannot excuse harm. If she seeks closure, I will offer conversation with a mediator present. If she seeks chaos, I will lock every door and window of our lives she might crawl through. This boundary is not cruelty. It is self-preservation. And you, my dearest, where do you stand inside this storm? I need to hear your fears, your limits, your definitions of safety. I need to know whether stepping fully into the open with me feels like liberation or like standing on a cliff edge. There's no shame in caution. Courage is not fearlessness, but deciding love is worth walking through fear together. When your voice trembles, I will steady it. When mine falters, lean close and remind me why we choose each other again and again. Let's talk tonight. No screens, no buzzing notifications. Just candlelight, warm tea, maybe rain murmuring against the roof if the sky is kind enough to mirror our mood. We'll spread out every possibility on the table like puzzle pieces. Disclosure plans, safety nets, the soft dreams we refuse to surrender. We'll weigh them with honesty, choose with intention, and once our decision is forged, we will not look back. I won't pretend there isn't collateral damage looming. Relationships once simple may bruise. Reputations may wobble. But reputations heal, and genuine connections withstand tremors when nourished by truth. What cannot be mended are the shards of a life lived behind masks, dancing to someone else's tune. I have worn too many disguises already. I choose authenticity, even if my voice quakes when I speak it. Imagine, for a moment, the aftermath gone right. Weeks from now, the gossip mills tire, new scandals bloom elsewhere, and what remains is us, battle-tested, transparent, luminous. You in the morning sun, hair tousled, eyes bright with the relief of nothing left to hide. Me tracing quiet constellations on your skin, marveling at how storms can polish souls into something dazzling. That vision fuels me. But before dawn, we must walk through midnight. So here is what I ask of you, heart of mine. Meet me at our park bench just after sunset. Bring nothing but your truth and the courage that already radiates from you. I'll bring the printed thread of her messages, my notes, and 2 pens so we can write the next lines of our story together, inked not in fear, but in fierce resolve. If we decide to fight, we fight side by side. If we decide to surrender the secret ourselves, we surrender it hand in hand. Either way, we stand as one body, one heartbeat, against whatever shadows remain. And know this, even if every threat she hurls becomes reality, even if we wake tomorrow to chaos strewn like broken glass across our old lives, I will not regret loving you. Regret is for roads never taken, for words buried unspoken. Our path may be steep and thorned, but it is alive beneath our feet, and it leads forward, not back. Wherever it ends, we will know we chose with open eyes and brave hearts. I feel you reading this now, maybe blinking back a sting of fear or bracing your shoulders beneath the weight of these revelations. Let me lighten it. Reach out, yes, right now, and imagine my fingers interlacing with yours, our palms shielding a small, defiant flame. That flame is us. Blackmail, whispers, slander, none of it can smother a fire fed by honesty and trust. Flames need only air. Secrets suffocate. So we gift our love the oxygen of truth and watch it grow fiercer. One final thought before I send this and count the minutes until I see you. Hurt people hurt people. I remind myself of that when anger tempts me. Whatever drives her to these extremes is rooted in pain she never voiced. That doesn't excuse the threat, but it reframes my response. I will not mirror her darkness. I will not become what I fear. I will protect us without poisoning myself with hatred. Justice can be firm yet merciful. Boundaries can stand tall yet remain free of spite. So, my love, are you ready? Ready to gather the shards and craft a mosaic brighter than the secrecy we leave behind? Ready to let the sunrise find us unguarded, laughing, a little scarred perhaps, but gloriously real? I am. I have never been more certain of anything. I will meet you at dusk with hope in my pocket and a plan in my hands. Together, we will turn this threat into testimony, this nightmare into narrative, this exposed love into an anthem no one can silence. Until then, hold these words like a lighthouse beam slicing through fog. I choose you. In public or in private, in whispers or in headlines, I choose you. And no blackmail, no betrayal, no storm will break the vow I seal on these pages tonight. I love you, bravely, transparently, endlessly.